welcome to Financial Freedom Now, your favorite financial show. Thank you so much to everyone who's been dedicated to this show. I do not take it for granted. I am so grateful that you all choose regularly to come onto the show. Just realize that, bear with me. I'm trying to make sure. Okay, yeah, I can focus now. I just wanted to make it. So yeah, we're going to be talking about financial freedom. If your money had one description, I wrote something here. Would it be working overtime or just sitting doing nothing? And that's a good question. That's a good question to ask yourself. If you just ask yourself, does my money actually work really hard for me? Or how do I, or is there a limit to what happens here? So I think that's a very, very key thing you need to actually think about. You don't have to be rich to invest. That's the one key thing you need to understand. A lot of people think, well, when I have a lot of money, when I have abundance, when my money is just sort of excess, that's when I'm going to invest. No, absolutely not. You get rich actually because you invest. So like I said earlier, we only have 24 hours. So until you find a way where you're able to multiply that 24 hours, which we all know you can't physically do. The only thing you can do is send your money on errand, which is working, doing its own job. So that's exactly what we can talk about here. And this is one time I need to make you understand this. Absolutely great that you have a 9 to 5 or you have a business. Great. But understand your 9 to 5 can feed you, but your investment is what would free you. And we're talking about financial freedom here. So very, very clear I just wanted to put that out there. Now, please, I've got a few notes here. Things that you need to note in this. What investing is not negotiable. I'm going to tell you why. Investing is a non-negotiable. If there's anything you're going to try and say, oh, should I not? Investing isn't one of them. Investment is simply exchanging your money today for something that will bring you more money in the near future, tomorrow. So that's really, really key. One of the reasons why it's non-negotiable as well is because investment also has the interest, making your money growing on top of your money, if that makes sense. It's like that ripple effect that you get. It's how you can actually make £100, and a good example is I was going to say 100, but £200, which is what I relocated to this country with, and make it an 8-figure portfolio. Literally, that's how you make £100, 200,000, and in my own case, £200 became an 8-figure property portfolio. So it's really key to understand that all of this is the basics of how investment works. Inflation eats away at your savings, so you cannot just rely on savings. Not saying savings isn't good. It's good to save, but your investing helps you grow your money faster than inflation. When you invest, you also are able to get financial leverage. What I do with property, for example, I'm able to not only limit my wealth to the growth that my physical cash can get me. I'm able to leverage the money I've got, leverage with the bank's finance, and be able to get even something more. So like for a good example, I've got £100,000. I could just limit myself and buy just the £100,000 property, or I could buy a £400,000 property, get a leverage from the bank to pay 25% down, have access to a £400,000 property. Yes, I am owing 300,000 in this, because I've had to borrow that. However, that property of 400,000 could double, and when it doubles, it becomes 800,000. For example, I only still ever owe 300,000. So that for that 300,000 to give me another 400,000 is what we're talking about here, as against the 100,000 that doubles. If the 100,000 doubles, then it's just it's just 200,000. There's still no much more you can get there. So just understanding the leverage, the inflation, the fact that inflation eats at your savings, and any money can't just save you. And then obviously the basics in the fact that investment is exchanging your money today for something more in the future, and the compound interest. Now, let's look at the investment options. The overview of the investment options. What are the options available? Are they high level? So the key ones you have options you've got are stocks and ETFs. Again, I'm just going to gloss through all of this because I don't want to get into. I just want to share with you the concept behind this If you want to look at the integrity, you've got to actually spend some time. So you've got stocks and ETFs. This is literally giving ownership in companies suitable for long-term growth. You've got bonds, again, lending money to the government, corporations, and it's lower risk, lower return, but then it's safe. It's a lot better than just keeping money in the bank and you're growing money. You've got mutual funds and index funds. You can diversify basket of investments that way. This is usually ideal for like beginners. And the one that I love and that I do the most is real estate. You get rental income, property appreciation. You can invest in commercial or residential properties. And then you've also got business. You can obviously reinvest in your own or someone else's business. So there's a lot of the options that you can actually do invest. Now, for a beginner, what I would say, you need to start small and start now. Don't wait, like I said earlier, don't wait to a point where you feel like, oh, now I have a lot of money and I'm in abundance of money, that's when I would invest. No, you can actually start. Things you can do to start. You don't have, like I mentioned, you don't have thousands to start. You can actually start with as little as maybe £25 a month, £100 a month, £1,000 a month. Really, whatever you've got. You can consider index funds. Those are things that they're really helpful, like beginner. Lots of platforms that will give you that platform to invest in little amount, and then you obviously use it. And if you're in the UK, obviously the likes of ISA, Roth IRA. If you're in the US, all of those things helps for tax efficiency growth. So yes, you're super involved in investing in a way. However, it's just investing that helps you grow, and it's also tax efficient. I think key thing for a beginner is don't chase the hype. A lot of times when you're chasing the hype, you could get into trouble. Get comfortable, get going, and then you can obviously make it advance. If you're a business owner, I'll say definitely key. You want to reinvest your profits. You can invest them in any of the in your business, obviously, or someone else's business. But if you invest in your business, it can help you like better marketing, build your systems and automation so you can increase your revenue, expand your offer or your reach. All of those things you can do. But also you can actually invest a portion for personal investing, so doing things like building this as another business, or investing in a property portfolio. That's what I do best. Pension funds and other income generation assets, you can do that. I think that's sort of key, but I think basically if you look at the investment options that I mentioned, you can explore any of those options in there. I think one of the key things I need to address when it comes to investment is because I feel like this is one of the reasons why people don't invest, is the fear of the unknown. What if, there are loads of what ifs. What if I lose my money? What if I invest in here? But what if not? And I feel what I've seen is this actually keeps a lot of people stuck. Doing nothing doesn't guarantee you anything. You actually miss out on the growth potential that you have. Yes, there is a possibility when you're investing, there's no such thing as risk-free when you're investing. However, you are actually losing money when you just keep your money in the bank. So it's not a case that when I do nothing, I'm safe. You're not safe, you're losing money as well. So it's really key to understand that how can I actually grow my money, and don't let that fear hold you back. Learn, start small, then you stay consistent and you grow it. That way you actually then get comfortable. I mean, I invest in property now and I'll buy property that's run down, derelict, whatever it is. But the reason why I'm able to do that now is I've actually learned what to do and what not to do. I know that property can be quite forgiving, and even when there are mistakes being made, there are ways, and all of the risks we're taking now are sort of calculated risk based on the knowledge that we've built. But like you said, on that very first one, there was that fear of what if I got it wrong. Actually, I remember we spent hundreds of thousands on property, and I was prepared to actually lose it all. Not because I had so much of it, but I realized that there was no going forward without actually taking that first step. So really, really key that you understand that this is not about isn't about, oh well, if you're brave you can do it. Everyone can. You just need to talk yourself. Wealthy people don't avoid risk. That's the honest thing. You want to be wealthy and you keep praying about being wealthy. Wealthy people do not avoid risk. They only manage it. Every single person that you've ever met that is wealthy, that is rich, they've had to take that uncomfortable decision. They've had to crush their fear and do it anyway. So you've got to do the same thing if you want to be wealthy. So really, really key that you understand. I think one of the things I would encourage, if you're new to this investing, research at least one area a platform and just begin investing. Start with something, a small amount. In terms of, if you're looking at investment options, you can look at the likes of Vanguard and Grivelans there, Nutmeg, Moneybox, a number of options. Hopefully, there's a lot of free resources that would give you that initial knowledge, or you can walk through a broker if that's something you're interested in. And if as a business owner, you should be setting aside an amount of money of your income, of profits, to reinvest either in your business in the long or long-term assets. If there's one thing I'm going to say to any of you, definitely 100% your aim and game should be to actually look to invest in property. Whether that's what you're going to start off with, or you want to start off with different investment arm and then bring it back to property, you've got to make sure that you are able to get into property, because that is where the money is. And I would say, so I'm biased, but honestly, if you look at all of the wealthy people in the world, they all have a foot in property, in real estate. So it's like, why would we reinvent the wheel? There's something, there's really lots of research they've done that you can partake and know that you're on the right path. So until next time, my name is Toyin Ayandare. I hope this has been really good for you, and I hope you've been following the series so far. I really want you to get I mean, if you've just tuned into this one, I've been running those steps to get financial freedom, and this is the 50th step I've just shared. So make sure you catch up on the previous ones. My name is Toyin Ayandare. As I said, it's a Financial Freedom Lounge show. You know what to do. Please, please, please like, share this with someone. Help us get the word out there. It takes time and effort to do this, and I need your help to actually help me spread the word. So please, please do spread the word. Until next time, God bless you. I'll see you.